There was a baffling bit of DC movie news this week, which is just murky in the waters as far as I'm concerned, and that is that Gal Gadot is claiming that she is working with James Gunn and Peter Safran to develop a Wonder Woman 3, which, if you're rebooting, then just freaking reboot. Like, what is this? Why are we maybe having her back as Wonder Woman? Like, and it's not that I thought she was bad as Wonder Woman necessarily, but
she was fine. It was the stories that she was associated with were maybe not the best.
I mean, one was solid enough with a dodgy third act. 1984 was terrible.
You guys don't understand how upset that movie made me.
But that's even besides the point. Like, even if her two movies were amazing, she's still part of that Zack Snyder Justice League. She's part of that world. This just murkies the waters. And like, is it really a reboot if we're keeping some of the major stars from the previous run? Like,
this would have been like keeping Eric Bana in Incredible Hulk, right? You're either having a fresh start as a promise to the audience that this isn't going to be like the last several movies, or you're not, and you can't really have it both ways. So I think this is just kind of bad news, quite frankly, if it's true. Do you think this is just like when you have a little cousin and you give them a controller but it's not connected, so it feels like they're playing? So like, yeah, sure, Gal, we're gonna develop something. It's like, don't pick up the phone call anymore.
I mean, that feels still the most likely thing to happen, is they just won't go anywhere, and then when they eventually want to do Wonder Woman again, it's like, it's been 10 years, I'm sorry, Gal, we need someone who's, under 40 now, so, not that she's over 40 just now, but you know what I mean, like, when time passes, they'll maybe be able to use that as an excuse. Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time she was in something where she wasn't Wonder Woman? Like, she's not a prolific actress. Like, I don't see her in a lot of stuff. The only other movie I've seen her in is the Fast movies.
She was in the Netflix movie with The Rock.
Okay.
Don't ask me what the name of it was, because I don't remember. But
yeah, there's that action one with Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yes, that sounds right. Yes. So. So she's basically got this now. Although maybe they'll somehow bring her back in Fast and the Furious. They've done weirder things in that franchise. Yeah. So the last time we heard about a Wonder Woman 3, for the record, was when, basically Patty Jenkins left the project, and basically it seemed to be that Gunn and Safran said, all the plans they were drawing up for their third Wonder Woman movie didn't really fit in with anything we were doing with the universe. And what's funny about that to me, which sounds like a reasonable thing to say, but what's funny about that to me is that I also think that Wonder Woman 1984 did not fit with anything that was going on in any of the other, because even at the time it was like, this is weird, like Justice League sort of like the Justice League movie and Batman v Superman acted as if Wonder Woman hadn't really been in the public eye since World War One. Like, she's been in hiding this whole time. And then all of a sudden, we've got all this stuff in 1984, and she's been operating for decades, and all the rest of it. It really felt like Patty Jenkins just didn't care about the shared universe and just wanted to ignore it, which might be the right choice in a lot of ways. But I think it's just funny to me that they got away with it with that one, but now that technically someone is supposed to be overseeing it all and making it all work together, they're like, this third movie you had planned isn't going to work. And also that second movie was dog shit. So all of it's kind of weird to me.
Not even Pedro Pascal could save it.
No, he was actively pretty hammy in that as well, and I like him in many a thing, but not so much that. Although I will say this, he at least seemed like he was having fun in that movie. I'll give him that much. Yeah. So my final point in this would just be, it's either a fresh start or it isn't, and this makes it feel like it's not a fresh start, so don't do it. That's my
I just don't understand recasting Superman and doing everything, from the ground up there with Legacy, but then going back to Gal Gadot for...
It makes no sense. Yeah,
it doesn't like... it's not like they recast one or two characters in Superman and Cavill's coming back.
I mean, if you were going to keep her separate in the same way that Matt Reeves' The Batman is not part of the universe, then okay. It's still a bit weird because it's part of the old shared universe, but whatever. I guess that kind of works. but this you know, at the face of it, this sounds like it's supposed to fit in with everything, which just feels like let it die. I mean, Aquaman 2 already feels like this weird afterthought of a movie that's just coming out to die whenever it does eventually come out.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like I wonder if there's a legal reason why they can't write it off for tax reasons, and that's why it's still coming out, because I believe fully that they would have just canned it if they could get enough money back.
James Wan must have something in his contract.
Either that, I know this is a kind of a separate thing, but there's a video game called Skull and Bones. It's a pirate ship game, right? Mm-hmm. Which was announced years ago. Ubisoft were making it, and it's been like basically like they restarted development on it. They basically scrapped everything they had at one point after years of work and started again. And most of the time when you get that severe, it would just be cancelled. But apparently, because they got a tax break from one specific country in Europe, they legally have to release it at some point, so it's still coming. And I'm just wondering if like some of these movies like have something like that, where because they got like a grant because they were shooting in this. Because when you watch a movie to the end of the credits, you'll notice a lot of the time you'll get like, the Toronto Film Commission Fund, gave to this movie, so they'd shoot in Toronto, and and the reason why they do that is because it pumps a lot of jobs into the city and so on and so on. But because of that, that's like a reason why they have to release the finished movie at some point. I'm wondering if some of these movies might have went the way of Batgirl, but because they had maybe either something like that or some legal thing somewhere else, that just meant we can't scrap Aquaman 2, or we can't scrap potentially Blue Beetle as well.
Right.
But,
Yeah, I feel like Blue Beetle's too far along at this point for them to have, just pull it.
Oh, it is now, but when they pulled Batgirl, like, everyone thought Blue Beetle was going to go as well, because it felt like it's the same size, give or take, if not smaller. But
every time someone brings up the Batgirl film, and I don't know if it was going to be good or bad or whatever, but it had potential, and it saddens me.
It would probably, honestly, it was probably going to be a 6 out of 10 at best, and that's whatever. But it's the precedent they have set with doing that is a scary one. Which it
is.
We'll see. But there you go. That's the Wonder Woman movie drama. And again, all the actors and writers are on strike right now, so don't expect anything happening anytime soon anyway, regardless of who's saying what.